Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines with me, Neat, and we are back in Goldfield. My first ever playthrough of Cities Skylines 3. I know we've got two other series kind of going along at the same time, but this is kind of the first one that I started with that I'm learning, I suppose, how to play the game more effectively. And we are starting with just under 10,000 people, and we have reached Big Town. So today we've got need for low density housing, but what I want to start to do is look at our transport links and starting to, I suppose, expand our city. Last episode we put in our very first rail yard and cargo train terminal, which is working quite nicely. We have 17 out of 18 employees and it is working at 84% efficiency, and so far we are, I suppose, transporting and exporting a nice mixture of goods. And we also have our first ever train station, which sits here looking rather lovely with loads and loads of car park space tied up with our bus station. And so far we have no passengers waiting. And with that we'll just have a little look at where we are at with our transport. So we have 5,633 people using buses, we have 480 people using taxis, and actually we do have 1,354 people using our trains, which is fantastic. And we have more people leaving or going to Carrack or coming from Carrack to Goldfield, which I think is just absolutely fantastic. And again, this is, I suppose my goal for this city is to expand it out, but also keep it looking quite majestic. I want it to look fairly spacious and spread out and just, yeah, as good as we can get it really. So before we look at expanding our city, I just want to mess around with our taxation, because I've learnt that we can make a killing off of increasing the tax for commercial, industry and office. So that's what I'm going to do first of all, just to really help rack up our income and enable us to do more with our city. And then we're going to just look at where our need and demand is. So first of all, looking at our industry, we are in a deficit for grain, for livestock, almost in a deficit for carrot and cotton, and in a deficit for crude oil, and then in a deficit for rock. So first of all, we're going to fix those deficits so that we can really think about bringing in more income. So that's where we'll start. So at the moment, if we look at our industrial area over here, we can see that loads of these places are struggling for labour, and quite rightly, because the city is all the way down there, and I don't think many people will be wanting to drive over there. In fact, I don't know how many people are getting to these places yet, so a lot of them don't have full kind of capacity, they're not running at good capacity, and I think it's because the access for people, not that many people want to probably live by all of this industry, but we need to improve their access. And we do have bus lines, but actually none of them come out to that area. In fact, the furthest they go is our farming. So no wonder we've got issues at that end for industry. We are going to fix that in a minute, but first of all, let's look at expanding our industry. So if we have a little look at where our resources are, we've got a little bit more space for ore deposits. And if we just have a look at what requires ore, what did we have demand for? Let's just double check. So we've got demand for rock, and then probably soon and crude oil and metal ore. So if we look at our oil, that has to go where ore deposits are, which isn't up here. Then we've got ore mining and rock. So I think if we put one more ore mining over here, that can go with where the ore deposit is. And we'll just stick a little road up. Right, there we go, one crude oil, and we will sort out the bus lines. So the other thing that we had lots of demand for was rock, which is an easy one because rock can go wherever the hell it wants to go. So I think if we look at making a road come off where the farming ends, and maybe actually drag him all the way along, depending on where we are at with our farm field. Oh, okay, so that's what is overlapping. Okie dokie. And then let's pop in our stone. That's good because it's going to go pretty much all the way out of the city as well. And there's no magic method for this. It's just purely make it huge. And then we'll stick another one here. And again, we're not really going for technique here, it's just filling in the spaces. We can always make it look pretty in the future. And to be honest, I think when it comes to like these sorts of industries, it just doesn't, I don't know whether, it's just the way it looks, like particularly when you've got the hillside there, like that, there's no way you can make that look realistic really, is it? Because it just looks like the wrong colour to the mountains. Like the stone won't change too much, a little bit, but you know, not too much. Then we've got a need for, and we're going to let that all fix itself, we've got a need for oil, which we'll come to. We've got a need for corn and livestock, and livestock doesn't need anywhere in particular, but corn definitely does. So we have kind of exhausted all the natural resources over there other than for livestock. So we will go ahead and just put in another little livestock farm somewhere, you know, around there. So we've put in an extra corn farm, and we've got room in that corner to put in another one if we want to, just to make it kind of all look symmetrical. And we'll give it a minute for that to all play effect. That should hopefully fix the livestock. If not, we'll put one more farm in, and then we'll find a place for the corn, the chicken, and we also need to put the oil down. So as we noticed, that there is an issue for demand, and I think a lot of it stems from we have no public transport there. So we are going to put some bus lines in up over this way to try and encourage people to come along. Now, we can't really put one there, but we can over here. So I think if we do a couple of bus lines, just to really make it as hospitable as possible, and then we'll just make a direct line that kind of goes over that way. So if we pick a bus line, we're going to have it go that way. Actually, we'll have it go that way, and then to over here, to they could walk there to there, 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 and then we'll have it drive all the way back, but we'll have it drive to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and then back. Let's just see what that looks like. Probably look a bit weird, but there we are. And we'll just name that one. Oh. And to make it as hospitable as possible, we are going to make it completely free for people to make their way to industry, and we'll see how that changes things. Now, I think It may improve things a little bit, but it's still a long way for people to go to get all the way to work. If we look over here, we've got some traffic, but why is there traffic here? I think it's because there's a vehicle stuck. Yeah. Realistically here, we probably don't need an awful lot to happen. Like there shouldn't be a traffic issue, should there? Because really we want people to drive this way into the city. This free road here should be more important than using this one that's got all the buses. We'll see how that pans out. I don't want to mess about with it too much. So as we mentioned, there is a demand for oil and we are yet to do anything about it. So we need to think about where we want to put our oil. So if we have a look at resources, there is one big area for oil. In fact, this whole map, there really isn't very much oil available, to be honest. But there is back this way. So I'm thinking that we use the tiles that we've got available to us to go that way and then purchase up that oil. So if we just go to there, purchased, we should now be able to make our way up towards the oil. So again, we'll just have a little look at where the oil is. So it kind of literally goes onto the river there, doesn't it? And if we have a look at what the oil buildings look like, okay, and then it kind of does a zoning again. So we kind of want a road that weasels its way down on the edge of this, and we'll keep it nice and straight. I mean, there's no harm in it. Now, we've got an issue of how do we get it over. We've got the rail line and we've got the cargo terminal. I think we find a way to connect this road up to this bigger road here. So let's have a little look. And then if we can kind of now, it's just how do we marry this up? That's wrong. I'm terrible at this sort of thing. Right. So now people can get up here and they can get across to the crude oil. Whether or not it needs to be a bigger road, because that could be an outside connection, I think we'll leave it as it is for now, and we're going to put in our crude oil. So if we have a little look, we kind of want it to sit on this side here. If we go like that, and then we can put a road to it. Okie dokie, and then we'll pop in our thingy-mabobs. And I'm going to go right up to the line because that kind of is still technically showing some nice colour to it. And then if we go up to there, and then we'll do the same thing. In fact, we probably could get away with just doing it all the way down, even if it's not needed, just to see how that goes and whether it does anything different. I really, you know, when it comes to the efficiency and stuff, I haven't seen much in terms of like how to make it more efficient, so we're just going with that for now. So we popped one in. I'm really not a fan of the circle thing. I think it just makes it look really stupid, but that's just me. And again, we'll give it some time to take effect and see how that goes. We can obviously put more oil down, but I think that will do for now. And as you can see, the coal is doing really well. Rocks, not so much. Did I put the wrong thing down over there instead of rocks? What did I put down? I swore I put down rocks. Yeah, I have put down rocks. Put down quite a few rocks, but clearly not enough. We'll still give it some time and just see how it plans out and whether we need to do anything else, because these things normally take a bit of time to level out. And then corn was the last one that I just wanted some time to work on. So if we have a look at where the corn lives, where is the corn? So we've got corn back this way by this housing estate here, which actually might be quite a nice space for it to easily put, you know, a couple of little bits down. That is getting a bit more rural. So again, can we get away? We can, purchasing those 2 tiles there. And we'll put some farming down. So it's how best to do it. We almost want like a little road that kind of weaves its way along the middle. And then if we allow this road to keep doing what it's doing. Oh, bollocks. Meant to make it curve. Don't know why, because it's not going anywhere. It's going that way for now anyway. And then you can just wind your way in. Nice. And then we will just put some of those farm fields down. So we'll put a couple of corn. And actually fits quite nicely right there. So we now have 2 lovely corn-based farms, and again we'll give it some time to see how that does, but I think that's probably a good deal of expansion for the time being. Yeah, so we can see oil has skyrocketed. Rock we still need quite a bit of work on, but that's easy enough, and I think corn and livestock we should see some changes hopefully coming soon. So as you can see, we've got a wave of people waiting for ambulances, which means we've got some medical care challenges. Let's just have a quick check of this traffic jam that's building up. And I'm just trying to figure out why there is an issue, as in people should just be going straight. I need to kind of discourage people from going left. Whether or not we can do some jiggery pokery here. So let's have a little look. So I did download a mod over here on traffic, purely because this just seems quite silly. So I'm just going to have a little look at what we can actually do here. So we can have always green on left turns, which, you know, absolutely that's not a problem. And then there is a way of like split phasing, so we could try that and see what that does. At the moment, there just seems to be a lot of silliness of people. I mean, what even are you? Why are you going like that? I just wonder if there's more we could do there, but I don't quite know how to do it. Because we almost want to... Whether you can fix the lanes, I don't know. Does anyone know? Is there a good mod that's going to fix the lanes? I don't know. There's all these ambulances trying to get places, and it's just causing a lot of kerfuffle. Look at that. A lot of kerfuffle, and I'm just trying to figure out why. What is your problem? Let's just have a little look and let that go by and see what's going on. Is it pedestrians walking across the road? Is that... I don't think that's causing that much of a problem. I think maybe it was more the issue with the ambulances. And there are some cars trying to cut in and going on the outside lane to get onto the inside lane, which doesn't surprise me. But that does seem to be moving a little bit smoother. And I'm hoping that people are going to get the memo that going in this way is going to be the right way to get into the bleeding city, honestly. Madness. That seems to be moving a bit smoother anyway. We'll get back to it because I can't be arsed. Right, so as I said, there is an issue with ambulances, and if we look at healthcare, our availability is just about okay, but not really. And the health of our citizens, I mean, if we have a little look, most of it is kind of green amber, which means they ain't very healthy. What are they doing? I put loads of parks in, so it's on them. So what we want to do is have a little look at how we can improve healthcare. And one of the issues is we haven't got any money for a hospital. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little hospital over here. Do I want to do it off of the main road? That is a question. I think sod it, let's put it here. Because I am feeling like making a gamble, and we're going to put in an extension and we're going to put in the ambulance upgrade and just allow that to get into this part of the city, and that should then connect those two sides a little bit better and help with hopefully ambulance control. The next thing I want to do, as we've got demand for medium and high density housing, which is amazing, it's kind of a first, is we kind of want to actually start to build up this area and make it look more built up, I suppose. So we've got this lovely space here, which I think is amazing, and it could suit some higher buildings. Some I suppose, what have we got in terms of buildings? We aren't really big enough for the more high-rise. We're not far off that though. So whether or not we can put some nice roads in here just to build up something or other. Let's have a little look. If we go for I think if we go for 2-lane roads, because it's not going to be used that much, I don't think, but we won't go all the way into there because I don't want people to bypass if we can help it. And the same thing for you. Oh, she's getting carried away. And I think last one. And then this one we will curve off into there. And we'll do what we always do, which is greenify the whole thing. And then plantify. Sorry, I'm not very quick at this. I'm never quick at it. Lovely. And then we can go ahead and put in some nice little bits of housing. So I think we'll go for the medium density as we have done. So if we just let it fill in. Ooh, we've got the old factory condos, an old factory converted into luxurious living spaces that spark joy with the inhabitants. Let's have a little look at that whilst this all fills in, because we could probably sneak him in somewhere. Just where? So let's have a little look. Old factory condos. So we've already got one kind of built in. I think they might look quite nice heading out looking over the sea. Maybe sneaking in there might look quite good. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? And then if we sneak some buildings next to him just to make it look, you know, like it all kind of goes together. And then if we could get away with rezoning this, there we go. Perfecto. Mon ami, wonderful. And I know it's on a hill, and you're just going to have to take some artistic license about that because it's on a freaking hill. I will use trees to make that look better. Right, let's do some nice paths because we have now expanded the city a little bit more. And I love a good coastal path. I think it's cracking. Now, do we want to extend the path all the way out, or do we just kind of cut them in? I think for now, we will cut them in, ooh, she says, with a slope that's too steep. Never mind, everybody. We've got steep slopes, apparently. There we go. That'll do. Right, I'm just going to change the music for me because this music's getting a bit weird. So hopefully we're going to see some medium density popping in and filling in all these wonderful spaces. And then we've also got some, I suppose, some need for parks, because if we look here, how many parks we got? We've got a few parks up there, but the rest of it is parkless. I mean, how sad. Ridiculous. So what we'll do is maybe behind the medical centre we'll sneak in something, say there, make that space a little bit greener, and then equally we'll see what happens with the zoning over here if we get a couple of houses, but we'll put a little park in if not. And just put a couple of trees down over here. Oh, I've got that cool thing. What does it do? That's the wrong one. What do I press? L? Control L. That's what I'm getting wrong. There we go. I got there by Googling it and cheating. So we can now, if we pick our plant that we want, so if we pick some little bushes and go Control L, we should, oh, she says, oh, that's why. I've made it really tiny, which is the problem. Yeah. What's going on here then? No offset. Okay, so that's not a problem. Let's just delete all of those. That's so cool, right? To be able to do all of that. Love it. But why couldn't I do the circle? Control L, circle. Just, oh, that's interesting. It won't let me do it on there, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We don't need it. Yeah, it won't let me put anything in there. That's a shame. That is a shame. Oh well, it is what it is. I've got those medium density buildings. It's all looking good. Oh, we've got some vehicle issues. Right, let's have a little look at our bus depot. And we'll put another one in, and that should get some more buses available for everybody. Oh, we've got a burnt down building. A couple of them. What did you do? What did you do? You idiots. And then we have got some major traffic issues. Well, I say traffic issues, it's flowing. But everybody's still just trying to go in one direction towards the city. Go straight into the city, you morons. Ugh. I think over time that's going to settle, because people will spend more time going the other way. What we'll do is we will get rid of crossings on this side. And we'll get rid of crossings here. Because people can cross up that way, which is a bit annoying. It won't let me get rid of that one for some reason. And if needed, I'll have to put some... People are doing some weird things. Just is baffling me why there's an issue there. When literally nobody's going straight across. They're all going that way pretty much. If anyone has an idea, a solution to fix this, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. Because that's annoying me and I don't know how to fix it. What's the problem? Oh, look at all these buses. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Right. Is that the problem? Have I fucked it up with all these buses? Who's got 9 buses, you idiot? Why 9? Ooh. Is it because you're really busy? Can we do it better? Can't they all be electric buses? I think that's a bit silly if it's only one that's a bus. I think we're going to have to fix our public transport because I think the issues, it may be my buses. It could well be buses. So we might need to think about, yeah, fixing buses somehow. Car parks are okay. Yeah, this bit of the city, I mean, we've just put in a load of housing, so it's not surprising that that's gone a bit crazy. Or at least to me, it doesn't surprise me. And then we've got a nice bit here to connect the dots. I think what I'd like to do is use this space next for more housing. And let's just have a little look at the buildings we can unlock. So we've got the hospital, but we haven't got the money for the hospital yet. We've got the ability to put in some underground parking, which might be quite useful, but we've only got 4 points left. Electricity-wise, water-wise, we're okay. We haven't done the university yet. We've got the fire station, but haven't put it down yet because we haven't got the money. City Hall may help with goods. That's quite cool. And then we've got things like trams and waterways. So what I'm thinking, let's just have a little check. Electricity-wise, we are good. Water-wise, we are good. Hospital-wise, that has improved. Crime is okay. In fact, the crime rate is 13%. And fire is okay. There's a few areas that are higher risk. So I'm going to build up. Right, we are going to build up. Yeah, see, that's sorted itself out now, and the traffic's just here because people are moving in and they want somewhere to park. So actually, we are going to go ahead and buy that underground parking, I think. I think that's going to be useful because we might be able to slip him in somewhere over here for these houses. So let's have a little look. How big are you? Can we squeeze you in? We can. And that might be quite useful for these people here. Yeah, because this is one area here where everyone's trying to frickin' park. And you're not allowed, you dummies. Yeah, frickin' idiots. Always trying to park where you're not welcome, and I've ruined it with a ginormous hill. Look at that. Jesus Christ, Sarah. Can I move them up just a smidge? That makes it a little bit more plausible. And then we might need to do some terraforming to just fix this. Let's shrink you down a bit more. I mean, I don't think we're going to fix that very much, but we can use trees. I'm just thinking that's not the worst thing in the world. It's going to have quite a bit of space available to it. And we can fix that area with trees, can't we? I mean, let's be honest. I've done worse things. Won't let me put you anywhere. Right, and then we've got this bit here for a little bit of zoning, and again we might as well use the same bit of zoning that we've got. Ooh. And see what crops up. And again, we're gonna have to do a little bit of terraforming, aren't we? Let's fix that out a little bit. What the hell is that? Is that a shop? my lordy lord, you fitted any way you could fit, couldn't you? Look at you, bloody hell. Crazy, crazy. Just wherever you can fit, you will give it a go. Same with these houses, really. Let's see what happens there. Probably ruined it, and I? Madness. That doesn't surprise me. I am a bit loony sometimes. And we've lost our demand for high density, which I think is interesting. Wonder why. We've got loads of demand for shops, so we will just pop a couple in there. And then I want to use this space to put in some more higher density buildings. Would be amazing. So we've got those roads there. I would kind of like this to be a whole park. I think that might be quite cool behind the welfare building. Need to think where we want to end up putting like our major city. I don't know if that's quite the best place. It's not a bad spot. It might be like our first like downtown, I guess, and then we can expand out. But at the moment we don't have any points for that. But we do have points for some, you know, we've got this little campsite, which would look really cool, like backing onto the sea bit somewhere, like maybe even over here. Might be quite cool. And making this whole area a bit of a park that people can get to. I don't know. We'll leave that one. So at the moment we need to think about building out our housing, and I want to put in some more high-rise buildings in here. Let's just zone some in and see what it looks like, because I've not put high-rise stuff down before. So let's zone that in here and see what grows in, and I think we'll keep that as offices. I doubt anything's going to appear. It's all going to not appear now, isn't it? Because we've all got our medium density housing trying to appear wherever it can. I don't think that's going to fit in there, to be honest. Well, you never know. Oh, I've done it wrong. Actually, that doesn't look too awful with it, does it? I mean, we can tidy that up, but oh, just driving along and seeing all of that in the city, oh, lovely. And hopefully as they upgrade, they're going to look way, way nicer. So I think we're going to struggle to get all the high-rise buildings that we want. Yeah, we are going to struggle for it. Why don't we go back to this one for this row here? Change it up. Yeah, we've got some more things growing in. Nice. And then we need to think about having like a shopping hub. Like I quite like the idea of like a little outlet somewhere. So I'm thinking, where would you want an outlet? We've got all these housings here by the college, so like that might be quite a nice part. We've got all this area over here that goes into farm fields over that side, might be quite nice. And then obviously we've got the issues with nobody wanting to work up there. Actually, that's got better since we put in the buses, so that's good. I think if we could put in a little outlet somewhere over this way, I think that would look really kind of cool, and it means that people don't have to drive into the centre. And actually for those college students to be able to just come across and have a little bit of an outlet might look quite nice. So we need to wait for the next upgrade before we can expand tile wise, because we used a lot of tiles to do our oil over here. So let's map out a little kind of shopping-y area over here. So we've got our road, and we'll just keep him going along as he has done. And then trying to imagine what those like shopping outlets are a bit more like you'll have like some areas for parking. Maybe if we put in a bigger roundabout. And then if we do, because they normally come in and you've got parking, and then like the shops around the outside, isn't it? So maybe if we look at something like that, and we put some parking, and then if we do, thinking the pedestrian road for like where the shops are going to go. And then we can always look at like a fuel station or something, you know. I'm trying to think, like, you would expect to have like petrochemicals somewhere. Like, I'm thinking of like your little, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking of something. I don't think I necessarily want it to be huge. It'd be nice if we could almost have it back onto like maybe even having a bit of a quay wall area, and then like some eateries, so you've got like your little shops, and then eateries might look really cool. The problem is I'm going to want, if I do that, I'm going to want your nice EU shops, the pretty ones. If we look at the quay wall, can we convert that to a quay wall? I think we can. Oh. And this is another mod that we've that I've been playing with, and we'll see. Ooh. That looks cool, doesn't it? That's so much easier than what it was. Oh, look at that, great. So we will join these up. I just want this to look a little bit more plush because you've got the college, and I'm just expecting, like, you know, you've got some people maybe a little bit wealthier out this way. I don't know. Lovely, nice. Oh, what? Why? It's not in water, you little bugger. Why does it do that? Right, we're going to have to do a bit of jiggery pokery here. Why? You're not in water though, are you, you little turd? Or I'm going to have a bit of an argument with this thing now. That worked apparently, so if I don't do it straight, it's okay. And we will sort out the rest of the quay wall in the future, because I think making this, not the whole area a quay wall necessarily, but I think we could definitely improve some things. Maybe if we just follow up all the way. Of course, it's not going to let me do it, is it? It's like, sorry, it's a quay wall, can't do that. Honestly. If I had a penny for all these inconveniences, honestly. And then we'll make this a quay wall and push back. Just up to there. Just that bit that we could see. There we go. Not perfect. But it'll do, donkey, it'll do. I'm also just trying to really save up money so we can look at putting in a hospital and things like that. Why is everything on fire? The car's on fire. Great. Just what we like to see. And why are you on fire? You just are on fire. Have you got anything coming to you? Oh, you're stuck with this fire. Oh, you little bugger. You gonna fix this one? Okay, you're gonna fix all of them? No, he's just gonna drive along. Madness. Madness. Right. So this was going to be our little shopping district that I've got distracted by. And I'm just trying to think how best to now map out this little shopping district. I think if we go for... get rid of the thing. So there's that. It gives some space to walk around, and then we can do like little alleyways and cut-throughs maybe. And I think we will do something like allowing some parks as well. I think would look really good. A little bit wider. And I know I was like, oh, I'll make it look like a proper real shopping place, and now I've gone completely off whack. But that's what I do. I like to go completely off whack. do. There we go. I think that's going to look quite nice for a bit of a shopping area, and that should hopefully help increase some demand for things as well. The problem is I want these houses, which are the houses on the bottom and shops on the top. What we'll do is we'll put the normal ones in for now, but we're going to end up replacing this whole area with the higher density housing, I think, shops, just because this is going to look a little bit naff otherwise, in my opinion. And like, ideally you want like bars and like restaurants and things, in my eyes anyway, to kind of connect the dots. We'll see what it looks like. It'd be great if you could have both. I mean, what does that kind of class as? Does that class as medium density, or we'll have a little look, see if it grows in first of all. Oh, it does grow in. Okay, so there's like clearly demand for it. Okay. Ooh. If there's demand for it, we'll replace it all for this, because that is cracking. Let's just see what grows in. Ooh, we've unlocked milestone 9, Great Town, which means we get high density businesses. Woohoo! That's about it. And we get some more tiles. We get 12 tiles. So we're just going to have a little look-ski at what these things are. And then we've also unlocked a muscle car garage. Oh. See, that's the kind of thing that probably would be in these little outlet areas. That's kind of cool. And we've unlocked the Epicurean Gardens. I think we'll put this one over here, because, you know, why not? We can find space for him, I'm sure. Maybe if we go somewhere like that. Yeah, that looks quite good, and that does something. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You are a luxurious living spaces atop high-end restaurant. Ah, lovely. Actually, that would have looked pretty good over there, to be honest. But what's done is done. The outlet centre is looking outlety. Well, it's not, because nothing's built yet, but it will look outlety. Outlet. Yes. I'm losing my marbles. And we'll see whether that parking holds up. If not, we will put some more parking down. That's not a problem. And then we can look at bridging the gap for these guys that want to just walk across. I think that's a good idea whilst it all grows in. Let's start here, because we're going to have to go up. Doo-doo. Oh, bugger. I've gone and ruined it, ain't I? Old turd. That's what I do. There you go. Look at that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want you to go bloody hell every freaking time. It's like, you can't have it attached to that road. Why not? Like, why? Like, is there a reason why? Why not? Okay, you have to go there apparently and ruin it for everybody with your weirdness. Alright? Just freaking delightful. And now all the houses are having a freaking hissy fit about it. You can cry me a river, frankly. Go on, cry me a river, go on. Honestly, these people do not give a damn. Yeah, you can be replaced. You're okay, you can be replaced. Stop whining. I see what the problem is. Okie dokie, let's just put in a payoff. There we go. There you go, have your hissy fit and be done with it. And then we've obviously got this area under here that kind of makes sense for it to kind of make a walkway all the way across. In my eyes, she says it's going to make sense. It's not, because it's not going to let us because of land. The eternal curse of land, honestly. So we will cheat it and do that. What you gonna do? Nothing. Oh, you little a-hole. Right, let's fix it again. There we go. You can't be telling me that this ain't a good idea. Actually, you can, but please don't. Right, let's just level this out actually, rather than ruin it for everybody. Right, come on baby, come on. Yes. Right, and then we want you to go almost like that, and then even being able to like connect through there might be quite nice. Make it a proper official route, and then if we make it a key wall, and then we'll see, she says, let's just save it first. We'll see what grows in. Oh, I'll fix that, don't you worry. Oh, that looks lovely. Look at that. Oh. And then we'll just go ahead and soften my mistakes. Soften my mistakes, okay? We all good. But I think that's going to look really, really, really good. And then again, we can look at doing a key wall around the island, and we'll just expand it out. Whether or not the whole area will end up having key walls, who knows? But this is where we're at today. Yeah, see, I prefer that, like, to the low shops. I mean, sorry, low shops, but you just don't do it for me. You just really do nothing. Absolutely nothing for me. So, screw you, you're being replaced. Whilst we're here and letting all that grow in, let's just have a little look at what does the high-rise one look like. Let's see. What do you look like? If it's going to let it grow, that's the only question. It probably isn't going to let it grow in, but I just want to have a nosy, really. What does it look like? But it's not going to show us. Whilst that's all growing in, the last thing we're going to do for today is put in the freaking hospital. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's starting to really look more built up now, isn't it? Ignore all the traffic. The rest is going really well. So we now finally have money to put in a hospital, and I think what better place to put one than near where the welfare office is. I think if we pop him kind of, it would be on a main road in my eyes, so we'll pop him here, But again, like that, I am sorry, is not enough parking. Like, it is not enough parking. I work in a hospital. We have terrible parking at our hospital, and it is still better than that. Like, this is supposed to have 60 employees. What hospital has 60 employees? I'm sorry, but that is completely inaccurate. No hospital has 60 employees anywhere. That's madness. So we're going to put some parking in for this guy, and I think we could get away, she says, I think we can get away with an alleyway. Let's just see if there's any extensions that come with it first before I start popping things in. So we've got an upgrade of a specialist treatment ward, which is just an attachment, and a helipad, which is just an attachment, and then a trauma centre, which is really cool. We'll put the trauma centre in, why not? But the rest we don't need to worry about because there is no expansion. So with that in mind, we're just going to do a loop-de-loop. Actually, if I can make it a one-way road, actually let's upgrade it all. Sorry, but that makes perfect sense to upgrade it to a one-way road. A one-way road. In fact, seeing as it's the same size road, let's just do it as a double trouble. We're going to do the same rules that we always do because we don't really want people parking where they shouldn't be parking. And then we will put in some parking around it, like a real hospital has. Lots of bleeding parking. And it's whether we could put in 2 multi-storey car parks, or is that going to be overkill for the hospital? I think it could be an overkill, but it's there and it's done. So she said it, she's done it, it's done. I don't give a damn. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. So there we go. We have kind of reached the pinnacle for today's episode. I'm just going to have a quick little check of our traffic issue and our one burnt down little house that's not replacing itself. Sorry, buddy. So we haven't really expanded low density, but that's something we can do for the future. That's not a problem. We have more burnt down areas over there because we don't have a fire. Actually, we'll quickly pop one in before I finish. And we have the age-old traffic dilemma where people are just getting stuck. Why are you getting stuck here, though? Why? Let's make that into a roundabout because clearly it needs to be one. She says, oh, it won't let me without being weird about it. Oh, you little turd. Don't be weird about it. Like, why? Where is the dilemma? That's what I want to know. I see a dilemma. Nobody wants to go anywhere. There we are. And then we're going to get rid of... I don't know why they insist on having freaking walkways literally at every roundabout. Like, it doesn't make sense. There we go. That's fixed that issue there. And then this issue is also going down. I think that one's just going to come and go for a bit until people learn that this is the better way into the city. I don't think there's anything I can really do about that, to be honest. So I'm just going to leave that be. So last thing I was quickly going to do, because places are burnt down over here and we've got a car accident, is we're just going to quickly pop in a little fire station, because he should exist around here, to be honest. He should go and rescue all of these guys and make them all happy. And yeah. So we have finished the episode with 14,475 people living here. We are now making quite a bit of money, which is fantastic. We have expanded all our industry to the point that we are making quite a bit of money. So the only thing we're in deficit now is livestock and vegetables, which is easy to fix. And we are currently making an estimated monthly income of £2,205,000, which is great. And the last thing I'm going to say is looking at our transport. We have a whopping 11,000 people using our buses, almost 4,000 people using our trains, and 325 using taxis. So that's where we're going to leave it today. Our next episode, we are going to look at public transport expansion, because traffic is going to be a problem. And I think if we can start looking at trams. The other thing I want to look at is water, because we are on a wonderful river that goes to the ocean. And I think if we could look at water, like a harbour, having a proper built up area with quay walls, I think that's going to look fantastic and really elevate this from what looks like a town, and it does in my eyes look like a town, and start to build it into an actual city. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything in particular you want to see, or any hints and tips, particularly with traffic issues. Leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, bye.